Today, Precarious plays
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Here we are, the final dungeon of the game. Got everything ready ahead of time. Have all of our nightmarish phantom friends. If you want to pan the camera around, you can see all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big scar fellow.
Well, 3 out of 4 of our phantom friends.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give it a hop, a skip, and a jump into that gaping maw.
No, what gaping maw? It is merely a doorway to friendship and love.
That's a big rolling tongue. So, spoiler. Here's a spoiler.
Wait, can I guess the spoiler?
What's a spoiler?
The dungeon turns upside down.
Dude, actually, that is a spoiler, and...
It looks like it immediately.
Okay.
Look at that crap. Come on.
I was hoping... What happens if you shoot the eye?
That's a very good question. I bet the dungeon turns upside down.
Yeah, they did sort of... Well, not necessarily. You could turn upside down. I'm doubling back for the purpose of excitement. Yeah, maybe you turn upside down. Did you ever think about that, you jerk? Huh?
I'm the center of this universe.
Maybe you walk in the
control
ceiling?
time, so, you know.
Well, I do think it's a little funny that your first thought was the entire dungeon flips, not Link walks on the ceiling. Because of the two, one of them is definitely...
This is Zelda. This is Zelda. And that is my defense. There we go.
So what I was going to say before someone so rudely deduced a truth, jerk, is that this dungeon is one of the most interesting in the entire franchise.
Yeah?
But it is marred by it's marred by execution. Because, like, the mechanism by which you engage this dungeon's most unique attribute. Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
I'm just saying that don't expect this performance later because that was
never expect that again.
What I wanted to happen, but
Oh, that was a short one. Oh, well.
No, wait, I remember. Right.
Yeah, it was still aloft.
Yeah, hang on. Avoid these suckers. Roll.
So I know that to warm up, you played a little bit into this dungeon. Did you play far enough to get the mechanism that allows you to flip, or did you just deduce that because you're not a child?
Yeah, everywhere there's... Look.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Gee, who put that up there? I wonder what that's for.
I maintain that... No, I'm writing a new truth now. There's a mask that whenever you put it on, it's an upside down mask. It's just like an upside down face. Mm-hmm. And when you put it on...
You can just walk on the walls?
No, not that. That'd be too complicated. It flips you. It just flips Link to the ceiling.
Fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's a happy anti-gravity mask. Be very careful.
Nope.
Just roll into them.
I know, I'm trying. Just not doing it very well. Here we go. See? Gee. Anybody see anything wrong with this picture?
No, everything's normal. Everything's regular.
Let's get this fella.
Like a healthy colon.
I did figure out like a couple of things, but I don't know. I didn't get very far. I was just really trying to make sure I could do things like jump onto ladders on command and stuff. Woo!
Block. Just block. Almost.
Not soon enough. There you go. That's better.
Everyone knows that rat-type Pokemon are super weak to blocking.
Isn't there another? Yes.
There is another. Yes, there's another opportunity to not have to play the Elegy of Emptiness.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mind it. Also, here I am being like, oh, yeah, well, I don't need help. And then I'm like getting lost around corners. This is the funny one.
Who's this big boy for? Is it for our big boy, our big little boy?
My best self? Yes. Ah, what a proud and wonderful creature. He can roll.
I like to imagine now that any creature that can roll, like that's the shortcut into your good books.
It definitely helps.
Like Audette's,
Hedgehogs.
Audette's favorite list of Pokemon, anything that can learn Roll Out or Defense Curl.
I mean, like I said, it doesn't hurt. Okay, is that everything? No, not quite.
Just make sure that you turn back into regular Link.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so one thing that I maybe I've mentioned it before, but just to have something to talk about now. At one point I was conceptualizing like what a Zelda MMO would look like if Nintendo wanted to do that, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the game Spiral Knights?
Yeah, where there were like dungeon floors and like you picked your little knight guy. I remember how cute it was and the dragons.
Yes, they were all of the enemy designs were adorable. I actually quite liked that game.
It is a good game. I had fun playing it. And usually I get annoyed at a game eventually. That was one of the ones that didn't bother me. It was just fun.
I think that the interesting thing about it is that I never thought it was particularly abusive despite its model. Mm-hmm. And this is a weird thing to say. Just do a spin whenever they come to, it projects a shield for a second. The proper spin, not the charged one. That field is enormous and they will fly into it.
Well,
okay.
I was trying to do a spin there.
Yeah.
I failed.
Okay.
That's what I wanted though. Right.
Just do the special trick. I didn't believe you whenever you were like, does this look bombable to you?
See, and here's the thing. It doesn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look bombable. And you want to know why? Because there's one right over there. And watch this.
Is that one not bombable?
No! It's not.
Although maybe
Bam! Grass.
The plants on that one.
Surprise for you, bird.
The plants on that one, maybe that's what makes this one seem so much more bombable.
Yeah. Bam. And the first time I just was sitting. I just sat on top of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, so you can take the light is the important part.
Yes.
Got it.
So you might be able to get down here, but then you'd be like, well, this sucks.
Yeah, this doesn't do anything. Oh, but then that's the other. If the plants don't tip you off, the sunblock will.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, got it. Putting two and two together.
Which doesn't make sense because if the sun is shining brightly on that spot, the plants would be growing there. I'm just saying.
But there's no soil beneath it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just empty air. There must be soil underneath the other platform.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably grab those hearts because you only have the one fairy.
You're right. Give hearts.
What was I saying? Something about video games, probably? Oh, an MMO. I think that if Nintendo wanted to make a game like Spiral Knights,
yeah.
I mean, just Zelda with like a pseudo-random dungeon design.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they could probably do a pretty good job of that format, of that formula. And I think that setting it in Termina is the perfect conceit. Like, it's the perfect narrative structure.
Mm-hmm.
Because just imagine like a much larger clock town, and the Bombers organization has become like like a Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts of America
Yeah.
size club, and all of the characters, all of the players are the little bomber kids from Clocktown.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you know, there's an MMO's worth of participants. And the idea is that to go on adventures, they wear masks to transform, right? So that explains all of the different classes.
Yeah.
And I think that the best part of this is it creates that scenario where... So there's a problem where, like, in a superhero MMO, everybody can't be Superman.
Yeah.
Right? In in a Conan MMO, you can't have a player that gets to be Conan, right?
Yeah.
But in this way, you could have one of the early classes be like a Hylian adventurer, and it's just Link, and everybody just gets to be Link, if that's the class they want to play.
Yeah.
Like, that could actually just be like the tutorial class
Yeah.
is Link.
That's funny. And then you could have all kinds of different people.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be...
There are plenty of fun characters. I mean, look at this. Who doesn't want to be this?
Well, I would be drawn to the Deku, whatever the Deku class would be, just aesthetically. Mm-hmm. Deku Link is my favorite
Really?
version of Link. Yeah, I love that little guy.
No.
No.
No, you're wrong.